Success Insight shares the stories of the people with passion and drive who make things happen in the world. Here's your host, Howard Fox.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mindset Monday with Andree Martin on the Success Insight podcast. Now, Andree is our leadership mindset and golf performance coach. She is an LPGA Class A Life member, a nationally recognized top 50 golf teacher and expert, a member of the Maine Golf Hall of Fame, and a neuro-linguistic programming master certified coach. Recognizing golf's value as a business tool in today's competitive marketplace, Andree works with individuals, groups, and corporate or organizational clients to create educational and team-building programs that enhance the professional success of aspiring executives. Andree, so good to see you, and welcome back to another episode of Mindset Monday.
Thanks, Howard. Always great to be back to do our Mindset Monday episodes and inspire the listening audience.
There you go. There you go. So cannot believe that we are in August already.
Well, you are in Vegas, baking in the heat.
Anyone said June is when they turn on the oven and July and August are when the broiler is on. And I think, yeah, that's about right.
Makes it tough to go out camping even, doesn't it?
It does, but it's the best time of the year to go out and see the Milky Way. So we just wait till the sun sets for that one.
You're making lemonade right there. There you go.
There you go. So what's going on for this episode today? What's in store?
Well, that point you just made leads right into today's topic, because today's topic is how to become solution-minded and get an edge on the competition.
Sounds good.
So, are you a problem or a solution? You or your team or your company? Yeah, you just made lemonade.
Yeah, and that's saying, are you the part of the problem or part of the solution? That goes back almost as long as I can remember.
Right? How many times have you heard that?
Even from my own dad when I was growing up.
Absolutely. And it brought to mind the saying, be the change you want to see in the world. Martin Luther King couldn't have said it better, right? There we go. So what do you dwell on, folks? The listening audience out there, where does your attention really go? Are you whining and wanting to complain to the boss? Well, what if you had answers with alternatives instead? Market is up and down. It's all over the place. It continues. It continues. It's driving everybody crazy, but there's nothing you can do about it. But you can blame COVID. That's an excuse too, isn't it, Howard?
It's an excuse. Well, it's a reality, but it's also easy to be a fallback excuse.
We can play the blame game all day long, but no matter what, that will always be there. So, folks, if you're really listening and wanting to go for the gold and not settle for silver, you need to find a solution. How can you be that solution? How can you take uncertainty and flip it into certainty? In you, in your team, how can you get creative with your shot options on the golf course in a tough position, or if you're in a hazard, right? That might be the case in your business. How are you going to flip it? You remember these three things in this episode: plan, believe, and achieve. We don't have blah, blah, blah. Well, folks, get curious about that. I can't. Well, what if you could? Create, make a plan, believe, and achieve. It never works. Well, how might it work? Plan, believe, and achieve. Going for the gold and getting it could be 10 tenths of a second, right? When I think of the sports of swimming, skiing, luge, running, gymnastics, tenths. I remember the U.S. Open that was staged, oh my gosh, it's still is embedded in my mind because it was one of the best display of quality shot making, of quality planning, of quality staying in the game, staying focused, believing, and not giving up. There were moments where Fitzpatrick fell back, and then Zalatoris fell back. Scheffler fell back and climbed back up. It was just touch and go. Even Rory made a big roaring comeback. No pun intended. Because those guys believed they could achieve. Back when we were talking about clutch players, everybody talks about their passion to win, the will to win. Well, to be solution-minded, you have a passion to win. And winning is going to probably be our next episode anyway, so we'll get to that later. How are you going to create your plan, your solution, your answers to the questions your boss might even ask you, your questions that you want your team to pull together so that they can escalate and level up everybody, right? So what does it take to become the best in your country, in the world? How does it take to be the best in your business? What edge can you create? What is your edge going to be, folks? We've come through, we're here at the 8-month mark. We did our halfway yearly check-in, and hopefully by now you've redirected if you needed to. And if not, you're still soaring and going. But keep checking in, because we want to finish strong and finish high and really go for that goal. You don't want to settle. So here we are. Yes, it's near the end of the summer, and we all want to have that nice summer break, and it's okay. No worries. We'll find the time, right, Howard? I know you do it every day.
That's true.
So how can you lead yourself and your team? And I've got five keys right here I want to share with you.
Sounds good.
You must endure no matter what to believe and achieve. All about endurance in so many ways, physically, mentally, emotionally. So if any of those have a hiccup, what's your solution? And if you don't have the answer, who in your team can you go to for that solution? If your team doesn't have an answer, who in your company can you go for a solution? If you don't, we're coaches. We're here to help. That's what we do. We're here for you to endure, believe, achieve, and go for the gold. Never let yourself get broken. Never let yourself get broken. Want to give up? You need to have more respect for yourself. Have more respect for you. A winner never quits, and a quitter never wins. I've used that over and over with my junior golfers to my tour players.
And on our podcast.
That's right, Howard. I'm glad you're listening. Folks, I hope you all have heard that many times because it really works. That's all you got to remind yourself of. And if a winner never quits and you're going to endure no matter what, I'll tell you what. There is a Olympian by the name of Lewis. And there's a movie about him. It's called Unbroken. But folks, I'm just going to give you a quick synopsis. If a man can be an Olympic champion, a captive war survivor, lost at sea survivor, who was battered, beaten, pushed to be a traitor, and never gave in, he endured. Okay? He kept going. He was hardy. He always said, never back up a challenge you can take or has been cast. Sent your way. You want to take the challenge, win or lose, and you'll know you got it. So if that can happen to somebody, whatever's going on with you, it can only get better. How are you going to be your own solution so that you can be your personal best for not only you, for your team, and for your company? So to overcome anything, be committed. That's number 5. Be committed. Be hardy inside. And overcome it. And when you can be committed and hardy inside, you can overcome anything. And in that is a big bonus. Howard, I know this is going to be no news for you, but when you are hearty, committed, and overcome and create solutions, you gain more respect for yourself in what you're doing and what is possible for you going forward, staying in the game. You become the solution-minded, edge-winning champion. Learn, grow, expand, be unbroken, and go for the gold and not settle for silver.
I love it. And what's interesting is there's so many resources available to us to endure and to keep that edge. And
Absolutely.
I was reminded as you were chatting, and I was actually having to go back in the vault for my coach training. There was this concept of it's known by a number of names, the trickster's triangle, the drama triangle. And the triangle is playing the victim, the villain, or the hero. And in this context, it's the victim is always blaming someone else. And I would say the thought leader behind this, expert in human personal interaction, Stephen Hartman, and I'll provide a link back to that in the show notes, but it's easy for us to play the victim. We also have met people who play the villain. We also have people that play the hero because realizing they hold back and all of a sudden here I am. But in this context, though, the victim, and when we hear it, I think even as team players or in organizations, or we need to call that out. And those are opportunities to be coached. Is circumstances are what they are, and you have to, as in your example, address those head on. And so I love that.
Yeah. And when you plan and you believe and you go for the achievement, yes, there's a lot to that. I'm not downplaying that at all. And that's why I love the NLP work, because I am able to get to the core for people to help them get over their own stuff. Mm-hmm. And we all have things and stories that we tell ourselves that gets us in that problem, rat brain, whatever you call it, victim, villain role. And most of us don't really want it.
Right.
And that's why we just gets to get people to get over that.
Right.
And it's so fun because we get to the heart of what works for each individual, because we all have different triggers.
Sure.
And even that, within that, what is fun for us as coaches, everybody, is we take that problem you have and help you make it a solution. Right. And that's the fun of it, is how quickly can we do that to get you the edge?
Sure.
Just like in a golf swing. How do I break it down and say it in words? I could say one thing a million different ways. Which one's the best for you, and how quickly can I get to that for you? It makes it so fun.
Yeah. And it happens in business. It happens for my clients in career coaching, and happens for you out on the golf course. So another great episode. Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Now, as usual, if our listeners would like to learn more about you and your work, where are the best places for them to go?
The best places to go are my website, andreegolf.com. That's Andree with 2 E's. And you'll see the playlist and all the episodes that you can take a look and listen when you have some spare time and need a solution. Facebook, LinkedIn, and I also have YouTube. And then you have the rest, Howard.
Yes, I do. And you can find us on successinsidepodcast.com. You can find us on my Facebook and LinkedIn Success Insight pages, as well as on all of the podcast directories. So wherever you listen to your podcast, you can search on Success Insight Podcast and just click subscribe. And we'd love to hear from you. Add a comment, share it with your friends. If you're on YouTube, on Success Insight Podcast, by the way, we finally passed a milestone in subscribers, so we now have a custom URL there. But when you come to our YouTube page for Success Insight Podcast, please go and click on the big red subscribe button, because this way you will get notified of every new episode that we drop, which also will include every episode from Andree. We have the Andree Martin's playlist for Mindset Monday on that page, so you can easily go out to YouTube and listen to the episodes there. So that's the best way to get a hold of us. Andree, it's been a pleasure to have you here again on this episode of Mindset Monday. We wish you well, and can't wait to share what's in store on our second episode in August, as the furnace or the broiler has been turned on, and hopefully the rain will have cleared up a little bit by the time we publish this next episode in August. So great to see you again.
Likewise, Howard. Thank you so much.
All right, folks, there you have it. We've just given you all of the places to visit Andree and her work. And again, we're going to provide all the backlinks there. And hopefully you enjoyed today's episode of Mindset Monday, how to be a solution-minded and get an edge on the competition, and not playing the victim, or recognizing that you are playing the victim. That's where coaching can come into play, because we're better than somebody that you trust, and you're in a healthy environment where that type of behavior, number one, can get called out, but also you can work on that because it doesn't serve you and it doesn't serve your team. So whether the team is a sport or the team is in business. All right, folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, go out there, have a phenomenal day, and we will see you on a future episode of Mindset Monday with Andree Martin on the Success Insight podcast. Take care now.
Success Insight is a production of Fox Coaching and First Story Strategies. Find us online, successinsightpodcast.com.